Hey guys, and welcome to Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. I think it's actually supposed to be pronounced 40k, but there you have it. Okay, sorry, I was going to do an introduction, but I'm going to have to just squeeze through this. Yeah, sure, whatever. If it's not great, I'll fix it later. Accessibility, it's fine. Continue. I was going to get custom portraits and I forgot. Oh, okay. Sure. Anyway, I accept. Anyway, yes, welcome to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I have not had anything to do with Warhammer much to date. I purchased miniatures to paint about a year and a half ago and just kept putting it off, so I've never quite done that. So I never got into the lore that way, though that was Age of Sigmar, not 40k. And I briefly played Total War Warhammer 2. This is way before the third game came out. I think I played about 11 hours worth of the game, and then it was just taking up so much of my time and I wasn't recording it, so I was like, maybe I should record it, and then I just never got around to it. So I don't even know much about Age of Sigmar, but I know nothing about 40k. Yeah, I know nothing about it. I want to get into it. I've always wanted to get into Warhammer, so I'm very receptive to this game, even though Age of Sigmar is my preference because it's fantasy based over this more sci-fi-ish kind of approach, which is usually not my preference, but I'm still keen to get into the lore of this game. Now, I've had a brief look at the character creator when they released the information on it. I don't know if it was a beta or something. It looks like the character creation is going to take me a long time to get through because I'm unfamiliar with every facet of this game. Although this is made by Alcat Games, who made the two Pathfinder games, so it's going to follow a similar format. I don't know the rule sets, I don't know the classes, I don't know the races or anything, so it's going to take me a long time to make a character. So to that end, this first episode is purely going to be character creation. So immediately after this airs, there will be a second episode that will be actual gameplay. So if the character creation isn't your shtick, just hold that for episode 2, which will be airing shortly after. Beyond that, I will have one episode a day until I finish playing Avatar, and then I can focus more fully on Warhammer. At that point in time, then I can start doing 2 episodes a day. But until then, I just don't have enough time to play both games at the same time at that intensity. So yeah, I'm sure those settings I can go into. I might fix that later. I'm going to assume it's real-time strategy, so we should be okay. So yeah, let's just get into a new game. We as developers are always striving to improve our work. To do so, whatever, fine. Okay, I don't even know what the plot is, so this is all... I literally know nothing about this game. Main story. Other story modes coming soon. Nope, the main story is fine by me, thank you. Take up... Oh, wow. He has a delightful axe over there. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade, protectorate, and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. Capitalized. It is up to you to hold the reins of this... Do you mean reins as in R-E-I-N-S? The reins of the Shadow Protectorate? Or like the rule of the Shadow Protectorate? I don't know, the first one sounds like it makes more sense, but you know, it'd be a bit odd to have a typo so early in the game. And forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Koronus Expanse. I hope they pronounce these words for me in the game because I'm going to destroy them. I have noticed that 40k likes to use the word heresy a lot. It was even the name of one of their... Was it their stories or one of their lines of figurines or something? Or one of their eras? It was the... Something heresy. I actually don't remember what it was now. Tell you, a year and a half ago. Don't remember anything. So, okay. Cool. Campaign. Difficulty are easy. I'd like easy mode, please. Should I do normal or just story? Story feels like I'm cheaping out when I haven't even started. Okay. Enemy unit dodge modifier, minus 10%. That's all fine. Party momentum gain modifier, whatever that is. Minimum damage to enemies. As long as someone doesn't die permanently. If they do, I'm turning that off. I don't have the patience to deal with that. This doesn't seem to deal with that. So it looks like fine. Whatever you say is fine. Let's go. Should I be reading this? Pretty much just sums up what I just read. Cool. Moving on. Okay. Okay. So yes, I was meant to do a custom portrait for my character, but I forgot to download any, so, you know, rip. So we're just going to go custom character. We do have three, I can count, three default characters. You can choose from Hecata. Hecata? She is a soldier, question mark. Darius. Okay, what is he? I like what he's wearing. Operative. I like this. I like his bun too. And Bahador. Oh my. Sir, you look like you should be leading somebody into battle. And he's a warrior. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to custom it. Create a new character. Create your very own Rhaegar trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless. No, I'm sure they're limited when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their homeworld, gender, and background. Oh my god, I've just looked at what opened up. Holy shit. You can choose from a wide range of abilities and skills, such as combat skills, social skills, and technical skills. These abilities and skills determine how your character interacts with the world and what kind of challenges they can overcome. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Each archetype path offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all of these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is truly one of a kind, and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40k. Well, I think you would, because there's only so many options, even if there is like a massive plethora of choices. It's not impossible that someone else is going to pick the same options as you, because it's physically possible, but I appreciate your ambition. Am I just pressing these things, or am I pressing next? Next? Next. Okay. I don't know what my options are to know what I want you to look like. Well, I can't pick your portrait if I don't know what you look like. Although, maybe we can aspire to an option. She looks fun. It changes to match the portrait! I like that. I like that a lot. I don't like that, and that can be removed, and whatever is on your face here can also be removed. But, like, I like your hair, and your face is fine. I think fine's all we can really go for on these games. That's so cool! I don't know if that the hair really matches. Yeah, I don't know about the hair. Or the scar. But your face actually isn't too bad. They do have quite nice default faces. I'm surprised. Pathfinder had atrocious faces. Interesting. So you got like a little mask. Oh, here it only is your tiny little brow. Here it's like your entire forehead. I like your hair. It suits you a lot. Oh my. She's a character. That's for sure. Ah. Really boring. Cool. What about this crazy looking lady? You are a lady, right? Yes. You don't match your portrait. Jesus, she is an angry woman. Look at that dress! She's gonna have the exact same hair as the other chick. Yep, knew it. Oh wow, look at that stern nose. Other than that, I like your features. I would just change your nose and your hair. But the rest of you's fine. I think you're a male. Nope, you're female. I'm so sorry, it was so hard to tell. Oh, wow, I like your outfit too. What is this? Okay, that is interesting. I like that system. That system is so cool. However, none of that works for me. So, I'm going to go custom. Create a new portrait preset or select a portrait you created earlier, then click the change portrait button. Yeah, see, select a portrait you created earlier. Oh, that's actually super simple to do. Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back. We will evaluate. Wait, do I have to load out of the game to get back into it? Because I thought we should just start with, you know what? Start with a decent default and then we'll go backwards. Whose face was the most pleasant to start with? Well, actually, it's Stern Lady, once we remove her nose. I'll work with that. Okay, appearance. Oh dear. I broke her. It's okay, we'll fix the we'll fix the eyebrows. Face. So we're on 1. We can't zoom in any further. That is really sad. I could get used to that, I suppose. It's really hard to tell without hair. Hair really changes the face, as does the lack thereof. It's so hard to tell if your heads are like really wide or if they're normal. Maybe I should just pop some hair on your head. Oh my god, that face is massive on you. Hold on, let me just hit that again. Oh, now we've gone custom, I can't fix it. We done broke it. Okay, fine. Just put some hair on. Just anything. Look, shove that on your head and let's try this again. See what I mean? Hair makes all the difference. Actually, can you take this thing off your face? Scars. Okay. The shadow doesn't really work, but let's go. That was the first face, I think. God, she's so happy. I can't make any amendments to the face, so the face is as it is. Do I at least get to pick eye color? No, weirdly enough. Okay, no eye color for me. I think they get a little wonky towards the end. That one's all right. She looks a little terrified, but 14's not so bad. I think 14. I can't fix the eyebrows. The eyebrows are just hella scary, no matter what you pick. Yeah, okay, we'll go with 14, I think. Okay, body 1, 2. No, look at that waistline. It's just yuck. I don't see a problem with your skin tone. Oh, it's yellow compared to a warmer skin tone. I don't know. Sure, it's fine. So we've got basic hair. Can we? Thank you. I can actually see it now. It's not blending into the background. I still don't mind that. It's quite nice. All things considered, because the rest of this is just absolute trash. Colour's nice on that one though. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, she's got 2 little plaits. What is that? Oh, there's just so much hair on your face, but it kind of works. I don't think your skin color's right for that, but it kind of works. That actually also kind of works. I don't hate that. I absolutely hate that. But what if we did that? Can we go back to your skin color? I don't know that that's appropriate. Oh, I don't think you have much of a choice, really. I think you're gonna have to go that skin color if you're going for hair of that shade. Okay, it's either that or that. Well, I don't like having this much hair on your face. It's character building, alright? Hair color. Oh, there's a lot of hair color choices. Okay. It's actually quite nice on your skin there as well. That's the lightest it gets? Doesn't look very light to me. I am not enamored of these choices. Oh, here we go, lighter colours. Interesting. I think I'll leave it on that. Oh yes, eyebrows, please, for all its holy. Oh, thank you. Softened that face right up immediately. Now, are there other options we can look at? I don't know, I kind of liked the lift. The lift was quite pleasant on you. I don't think I'm going to try any of those other options. Like, could you imagine? Ho 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 ho! The haughty lady is in the house. Yeah, no, I'm going to do that. And make them lighter. Is that too light? It's hard to tell. I can't really zoom in any further. Okay. Okay. She's interesting. Still odd that I can't pick my eyeball color. Nope. Okay. Scars. No. You're not going to look at your character that zoomed in to bother putting scars on them. And with her hair covering her face, I don't even know that you're going to see any tattoos, to be honest. That's an interesting look, actually. Oh, of course you have to be the side I can't see. Oh, hold on. You can go out the other side. There we go. I mean, you could go both if you wanted to. That's fine. I don't dislike that. Do you want arm tattoos? Again, you're not going to see anything. Sure, that's cool. There we go. You're a tattooed lass. Colour, you know, the black's fine. I mean, it goes with her black clothes, but she's not going to be wearing her underwear everywhere. That's fine. Augmentations. None would be my default answer. But let's see the general options. I can't even see half of it because it's under her hair. That is a look. It actually looks better than on how it did on that other person. It's kind of nice. I kind of like that, oddly enough. It kind of just goes with the vibe. It's weird, but I like it.
Another clean strike.
Why can't I change your eye color? it's horrible that I can't change your eye color. I didn't mind that, actually.
Fire the lance batteries.
Suits you. I like that the music quietens down as well.
I am but a harbinger of the destruction.
That's what you call pious.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
Ruinous favor prevails.
Could also be that.
Let the bodies pile. Applaud my brilliance.
It doesn't suit her, but I kind of want to play the game with that voice.
A new note in discordant melody.
I really enjoy the lines. I like it. What does the mad male sound like?
Watch this spectacle unfold.
Yeah, see, that's like disturbingly high pitched for a male, whereas that's just crazy.
Behold the wrath of madness.
I'm thoroughly enjoying that.
I'll see you destroyed.
The battleground beckons.
I'm picking it. I'm picking it. I really like it. Do any of these portraits look good enough that I could stare at them from an entire game? Look, I don't know that I can be bothered to find a custom portrait. Let's just put the crazy lady portrait in and pretend that it works. Am I going to get sick of looking at it for an entire game? 100%. But let's just roll with it. Okay, and here is where we take half an hour, to create our character. So we have the home world. So we have Death World. On Death Worlds, the plants, beasts, and sometimes even the environment itself take aggressive and destructive forms inimical to human life. Inimical to human life. Whilst exceptionally difficult to colonize, many Death Worlds possess valuable resources that require an outpost or other human presence upon the planet's surface to harvest. These harsh environments result in some of the hardiest and most resilient populations in the galaxy. Those tested and found wanting die young. You know what? I've actually just realized picking my home world and origin first is a bad idea. Because I don't know what class, i.e. archetype, I'm going to pick. And these all, if you're gonna play meta, this is all what you should be choosing to match the archetype you pick. I mean, you could also do it the other way around if you wanted to just randomly pick an archetype that suited the other choices, but you really want to be picking things that work with your archetype. So if, like, I've got strength here and agility. Picking a like intelligence-based archetype would be pretty dumb if this is what I pick ahead of time, but yeah. So can I just next to get to here and then back up, or is that a really bad idea? I don't know. Oh, you took my hair away. That's not okay. Oh well, we'll just keep going. I don't think a strength-based, agility-based character is the one for me, or toughness, but sure. Features: survival instinct. Once per combat, when the wounds of a death... See, this is all rules I don't know. When wounds of a Death World character drop below 30%, they gain plus 20% of their maximum wounds as temporary wounds. How is that a good thing? Death World characters also gain a plus 20% bonus to dodge and armor while they have at least one temporary wound from any source. I don't like the sound of that. Strength describes how physically strong a character is. It affects the damage a character inflicts with melee weapons and allows them to lift heavier objects. For each bonus point of strength, characters deal 1 additional damage with melee weapons. It also affects the athletics skills. I'd like to wield a sword though if I could. I don't know if that's a weapon in this game, but the axe was the weapon, so you know, it could be. Agility measures a character's quickness, reflexes, and poise. High agility allows a character to manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or to keep their footing when crossing treacherous terrain. It improves the character's initiative, dodge chance, and reaction. If a character uses a melee weapon, the dodge reaction is equal to the half of their agility. The half? Not just a half? Whatever. Demolition skill. Okay, that sounds explosive. Toughness. Toughness defines how easily a character can shrug off injuries, as well as how easily they can resist toxins, poisonous environments, diseases, and other physical ailments. It increases the chances of resisting negative physical effects, and the amount of a character's wounds. For each bonus point, gain plus 10% wounds. It also affects the carouse skill. Okay. Intelligence. It's a measurement of the character's acumen, reason, and knowledge. It also affects Law Imperium, Law Warp, Law Xenos, Logic, Medicae, and Tech Use skills. Fellowship. Represents the character's ability to interact with creatures. Well, I'm going to need that. I find in these kinds of games, having a character that has charisma, or the equivalent of, is pretty important to getting things to go your way in conversation. Anyway, ability to interact with other creatures, to deceive, charm, or befriend them. High Fellowship will help a character find a way to approach a gathering of unsociable servants or to effortlessly make deals with treacherous merchants. It also affects the persuasion, coercion, and commerce skills. So this is not the homeworld for me. No intelligence, though I don't know if I need that per se, although Medicaid would be nice. I'm assuming that's the medical skill. And also a negative fellowship, super bad. I want bonuses to that as much as possible. The following features will be available after Origin Advancement. Okay. Brutal Hunter. Deathworld characters gain plus 15% critical hit chance against targets with the bleeding effect. With 50% or less of their maximum wounds. Means nothing to me. Trusty weapons. Deathworld characters. You know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm not playing this. Next. If you guys want to read the rest of it, go play the game yourself. Voidborn. Voidborn are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel, whatever that is, or ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inured to some extent due to the reality-altering process of warp travel and to living in low and zero-gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or are strangers to their speech, gait, or general appearance that sets them apart from others. That sounds terrible. I don't think we're voidborn, but you know, I guess it has no reflection on actual gameplay, I hope. Fortune. A voidborn character can reroll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success. Only 20%? Oh, it does say any. Oh, that's actually good. This chance cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Huh? Cannot be greater than the base success chance of the roll. Sure, whatever. But I guess the chance is quite low because you get to do it every single time you roll one of those things. So that's not bad. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against a void. Sorry, I'm struggling with that word and I don't know why. Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. Interesting. Ooh, willpower. Willpower reflects a character's ability to withstand the horrors of warp, the terrors of space, and the dreadful opponents they are bound to encounter in the... I need a pronunciation guide. Koronus Expanse. High willpower allows characters to exert control over a crowd or interrogate a heretic. Okay, so it's like the charisma stat, I guess. But not, because it does psychic powers. Not supposed willpower. Sorry, fellowship is your charisma technically. I guess willpower just blends in more than with straight wisdom. Interesting. Okay, I mean, no mention of fellowship, but you know, we're not trying to min-max. We're just trying to make a functional character at a base level. Okay, in that case I will breed these because this is a possibility. Bloody Mess. Anytime a voidborn character scores a critical hit, there is a 10% chance to double the damage. Hey, 10% is better than no percent. Contagious Lock. Using a non-damaging ability on an ally grants that ally the ability to re-roll any failed attack, dodge, parry, characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success for 1 round. Okay, this chance cannot be greater than the base success chance. Yeah. Using a non-damaging ability on an enemy grants them a 20% chance to fail on a successful dodge or parry test. I guess that's pretty cool. It's not only you're gaining the base level benefits of it, but you can share your luck. I don't mind that. Not that I know how that manifests in actual combat, but it sounds useful. Just a flesh wound. The Voidborn character has a 20% chance to survive after suffering lethal damage. Surviving with 1 wound. Oh my word. Press to expand. Okay, so it's the exact same text. Jinx. While a Voidborn character has more than 50% wounds, all chances of all creatures, including enemies in a 3-cell radius, are increased by plus 10%. All chances. See, I don't know this wording. Well, a Voidborn character has less than 50% wounds. All chances... Does that mean 50% HP? Are we using wounds to symbolize HP? I'm not too sure. All chances of all creatures, including... Yeah, decrease by 10%. Anytime an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, which I think I'm leaning towards, a Voidborn character can instead use the intelligence bonus if it is higher. Okay. So if I pick a class that's fellowship based or intelligence based or both, I only need to buff up my intelligence. Although I think you have to pick and choose between these features. I don't think you get all of them. Though I don't know. It just says these following features will be available after I don't know. Additionally, Voidborn characters can always upgrade intelligence even if their archetype does not allow it. Interesting. I guess I'll see how that plays when we get to archetypes. Hive world. Doesn't really sound like my shtick, but let's go. A hive world's population is so dense that great swathes of the surface of the world are frequently covered in gargantuan cities, bejeweled with towering spires that pierce the atmosphere. Have you guys heard of commas? You might want to invest in some of those. Hive worlds are vital to the welfare of the Imperium, and are the beating heart of its economy and war machine. They produce munitions for the Emperor's armies and vast manufactories, mine valuable minerals, and refine fuel for the Imperial Navy. Innumerable regiments of the Astra Militarum are raised from their massive populations as well. Nah, doesn't sound like much shtick, but then neither did the Voidborn. Let's be real. That summary was terrible for Voidborn. Strength in numbers. Hive world characters gain, 1 plus fellowship bonus divided by 2. I assume to a minimum of 1. Resolve if there are 3 or more creatures, allies or enemies, in a 3-cell radius. 3 or more? That's a lot. You kind of expect to be on the front lines if that's the case. Yet they suffer a minus penalty to resolve with no creatures around. Well, that sucks. Fellowship, go team. Agility. Let me just. An ability or talent? Is persuasion an ability or talent? It's a skill. Okay, I see a flaw in the plan. That's not covered under that rule. Okay. Problematic. Okay, I've read those ones. So it gets fellowship and agility to a sacrifice of willpower. Some features will be available. Okay, camaraderie. Hive-world characters can pass willpower resistance tests using their fellowship value instead if the character's fellowship is higher. As opposed to willpower, sorry, I follow. Outnumber. If a Hive-world character has melee superiority against the enemy. In melee combat, any target surrounded by more allies than enemies receives a +10 weapon skill bonus for each additional ally. Larger creatures need to be surrounded by more than 2 enemies to provide... Okay, it's... flanking, sure. So... Oopsies, where were we? Outnumber. So if they are flanking the enemy, the effect is increased by +10. Wait, so that makes it a +20? If an enemy has melee superiority against a Hive-world character, this effect is decreased. Melee superiority. Oh, it literally tells you. Huh, interesting. Weapon personalization. All ranged weapons dealing ranged? I don't know if I'm going ranged or melee, to be honest. I was vibing melee, but who knows? All ranged weapons dealing physical damage have +1 damage, +5% armor penetration, +1 rate of fire, and -5 to recall. Okay. Helping Hand. If a Hive-world character starts their turn adjacent to an ally character, that Hive-world character gains +2 MP? Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. Okay. When MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield, move diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. Yeah, that's how Pathfinder works. Not the video games, the TTRPG. Every second diagonal is an extra 5 feet. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to their maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, this action can no longer be cancelled. Ugh, gross. So, okay. they gain +2 MP. If a Hive World character ends their turn adjacent to allies, they all gain +2 MP on the next turn. That's kind of useful. For a start, Hive World characters gain +50% bonus to dodge against the first attack opportunity of every round. Next. Forge World. Forge worlds are the domain of the Adeptus Mechanicus, entire planets ceded to the demands of vast macro industries. Each is a manufacturing supercomplex of unimaginable capacity and power. Over the millennia, different Forge worlds have become especially renowned for their philosophies or ways of war. These are often coloured by the technologies they specialise in manufacturing. The bulk of a Forge world's population, that should be apostrophe, is utilised as a labour force, whilst the fortunate few may be inducted into the ranks of the Adeptus Mechanicus itself. Intelligence, toughness, negative to fellowship. Oh, this is not for me. It's not for me. We move on. Imperial World. An Imperial World is one of a million planets united by the belief in the immortal God Emperor. Hailing from hyper-technological societies to grimy feudal populations, the inhabitants of countless worlds offer fealty and devotion to the master of humanity and the imperial creed espoused by his servants. The designation Imperial World encompasses a vast array of wholly dissimilar worlds that are, nevertheless, part of the Imperium. This is giving like Empire vibes, because they even have a God Emperor. So this is kind of probably the group that everybody loves to hate, but it sounds fine for a game. Humanity's finest. Imperial World characters can select any characteristic. Oh, okay, so abilities are called characteristics. Got you. Except for weapon skill and ballistic skill, and add +10 bonus? Holy shit. Damn. They're the basic bitches, and I'm living for it at the moment, actually. Ready to serve. An Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability or effects. An ally with such an ability, or affects an ally with such an ability, sorry. Their resolve is increased. Okay. Okay, so like for Hive World, I'm benefiting others. Imperial World, I'm getting the benefit. Interesting. Better to die for the Emperor. Well, under 40% wounds. Look, we're going to look at wounds. Wound me, please. Wounds are a measurement of how much punishment a character can take before suffering debilitating effects and ultimately death. Yeah, it's HP. Every character has a specified number of wounds. A character can often increase their wounds by spending experience points and improving their characteristics, such as toughness, or gaining newer talents or abilities. Yeah, okay. So, while under 40%, Imperial World characters can gain a +10 bonus to all characteristics and a +2 to resolve. Damn. Okay. For the Emperor, apparently. Doing my part. If no other character in the current party has the same archetype as this character, so you just deliberately don't pick someone with the same archetype, got you. The first use of any abilities from this archetype costs 1 AP less. I'm going to assume it's an ability point. Okay, the first use of any abilities. What do you mean by the first use? Do you mean per combat or what? I'm going to assume combat. No, heresy. I told you they love to use that word. Imperial World characters gain a +10% critical hit chance and a +10 armor against Xenos and demonic creatures. Their allies gain half the bonuses of no heresy. However, Imperial World characters Law Xenos and Law Warp are always 0. We don't like you and we will kill you better, but we know nothing about you. If anything, you should know more about them because you're efficient at getting rid of them. Stronger together. All allies, excluding Xenos, in the current party gain +5 to... Hilarious how they've really got that grudge. +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. Don't know if that's going to benefit anybody, depending on what I pick, but could be useful. Looking like a generic, a beginner's class. Oh, sorry, homeworld background. And therefore probably good for me because I don't know what I'm doing. This might ease the burden of not knowing what I'm doing. Fortress World. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day that they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen is a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. Never stop shooting. So you would be ranged then? Each time a Fortress world character kills an enemy, they gain a +10 stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of their turn, there is a stacks of never stop shooting % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP and will not count toward the attack limit per round. If its effect triggers, all the stacks are lost. Okay. Perception. Ooh, perception. We haven't come across that one yet. Describes how well a character perceives their surroundings. Characters with high perception can pick out a stray bolter shell casing in between the day-to-day morass of an underhive, or even when someone has been deceitful. I need somebody in my party to be perceptive, even if it's not me. Anybody? I'm up for perception. And it's also, every other skill I don't specialize in. It also affects the awareness skill and reduces the enemy dodge chance. Okay. Negative fellowship. Okay, no. I think we're going to go with what feels like the beginner class. Okay. Characteristic modifiers. Oh, the +10. Right. I think it's going to go to fellowship, let's be honest. It seems like a really good place for me to put it, because I want to have those abilities. Persuasion, coercion, commerce, not so much. What is considered a commerce skill? Is it for just vending? I'm a rogue trader, so actually that probably is pretty important to the whole game. Not that I really know what a rogue trader is. This skill is affected by the fellowship. Yes, I realize, thank you. It represents a character's business sense and their ability to make profitable bargains. May give access to new dialogue options. Hello, this is me. I'm taking you. So yes, looks like we're going for a fellowship-based class. I don't really have any of those. Origin. Okay, so the origin defines what clothes you will be wearing. At least to start off with. Presumably you get to choose it as you go in. But does it remain in the style of your origin, or is this purely what you start with? I don't know, but I'm intrigued to read on. Astra Militarum Commander. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, which makes sense for someone from an Imperial world, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium and the first line of defense from the myriad. Though if I have to wear that hat, I'm going to kill myself. Though that could be said for any piece of headgear on any of these classes. Can you take it off? Ooh, you might not be able to take it off. Well, you couldn't, Pathfinder. Sorry, distracted. I don't like hats or headgear generally. And the first line of defense from the myriad threats that endanger the existence of humanity in the 41st millennium. You have served as one of the commanders of an commanders. I didn't put that together. That could be interesting with fellowship. Of an Astra Militarum regiment, commanding thousands and winning battles in the name of the God Emperor. Features regimental tactics. This is probably going to be useful to me, and I don't want to look like that. The Astra Militarum commander and all their allies deal an additional +20 plus 2 times per bonus. Perception bonus? Really? Perception! Oh, I suppose your ability to check out a battlefield. Okay, yeah. So, say your bonus was 0. It's going to be 0. Well, that's actually +20% damage to enemies that are... Okay, now that I've done that parentheses, the commander and all their allies deal additional % damage to enemies that are adjacent to the commander, me, or their allies, until the end of the commander's next turn. Oh, next turn! That's good. All of the commander's allies also take no damage from other allies' attacks. Oh, come on. I don't plan on friendly fire. In fact, is there a button to turn that off? Can only be used once per combat. Okay. Sounds useful. Characteristic modifiers, ballistic skill. I think I was going melee, but if that's where you want to put me, I guess we can do range. Ballistic skill reflects a character's accuracy with all forms of ranged weapons. A high ballistic skill indicates that a character is a Deadeye. Someone to be feared in a gunfight or skirmish. The base hit chance for ranged attacks within a weapon's effective range is that. Honestly, though, if I'm like trying to encourage people to do good shit and I have to be close to them, can I shoot something from 2 squares away? Am I going to get a range penalty for being so close? Or is it only if they're immediately next to me? We'll find out. Okay, you automatically get a bonus to perception, which is helpful for your regimental tactics. That's good. Skill modifiers. Strength. Sorry, athletics. Ability to traverse difficult terrain. Leap over collapsed sections of the deck or climb over slippery rocks. Not really that necessary. Medicae. This skill was affected by the intelligence characteristic. It is essential to detect and cure injuries that characters suffer in combat. Somebody else can take care of that. I don't always need to play the healer, you know. It also increases the number of wounds restored by medikits and allows the use of higher quality medikits. A high Medicae value also assists in healing old injuries before they would turn into traumas. Okay. Maybe you need multiple Medicaes. That sounds like it may be more practical. Or I should get a character that's purely into Medicae and healing. Don't know. Fine features will be available after Origin Advancement. Actually, on top? You get an extra +5 perception? And it's weird. Okay. Talents. Suppression fire. Well, the Astra Militarum Commander is under the regimental tactics effect, again, once per combat. Their single target melee, range attacks, and area attacks gain plus 20% to dodge reduction, parry reduction, and cover penetration against enemies adjacent to the commander or their allies. Well, it would have to be their allies, because if I'm ranged attacking someone adjacent to me, I'm pretty sure there's going to be an issue with that. Fire. While the Astra Militarum Commander is under the regimental tactics effect, again once per combat, all their allies gain a plus 5% to rate of fire for every attack they have made since the start of this effect. Ooh, okay. Timely rescue. While the Astra Militarum Commander is under the regimental tactics effect, these all seem to be affecting the feature, which makes sense, and I appreciate that. Killing an enemy adjacent to any ally grants that ally an additional plus 10 momentum. Did we find out what momentum was? With momentum, your party members can use unique abilities called Heroic Acts and Desperate Measures. In battle, the level of momentum changes depending on the actions of characters. If the momentum gauge reaches 175 or more, any party member can use a Heroic Act. If momentum drops below 25, that's a massive threshold, 25 to 175, my word. Your party will gain the ability to use Desperate Measures, which is a number of negative effects. At the beginning of each combat, the momentum of the party starts at 100. The maximum momentum of the party is 200, the minimum is 100. Okay, we'll see how that works. Unflinching heroism. Every time the commander's ally uses Heroic Act, the commander gains plus 5 to all of their characteristics until the end of combat? Hell, good for you. Getting buoyed by your soldiers' spirits and acts. Shoulder to shoulder. When the commander is adjacent to any ally, the commander deals an additional perception-based bonus to damage to all enemies adjacent to the commander's allies, and it stacks with regimental tactics. Ooh, perception looking mighty important there. Okay, well, I hope I can get rid of the hat if I play that one. Same here, but I don't want to wear the hat. Can I just skip on to the next one? Commissars of the Officio Prefectus. Prefectus? I don't know this word. Are ruthless officers charged with maintaining the morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of the... Oh, that actually sounds like something I was looking at doing. I just don't want to wear that hat. You used to be one of those faithful servants of the God Emperor, a living symbol of the Imperium authority, regarded with a mix of fear and awe by their subordinates. At all costs, 0 AP. Personal cooldown once per combat. The commissar's next single shot or single target melee attack applies the following effects. The target becomes marked. The ally who kills the marked enemy gains an additional turn. Wow. After the current one with plus 2 AP and plus 4 MP. Allied target. All allies gain an additional plus 1 AP and plus 3 MP for the next round. Can be used once per combat. The commissar themselves cannot gain bonuses from the... Yeah, but the whole party can. That's pretty cool. And it's not even like your allies have to be adjacent. They just get it for the next round. That's doable. We're getting fellowship, which is great. Weapon skill. Weapon skill reflects a character's competence in all forms of close combat. It increases their parry and reduces enemy parry and dodge chance against melee attacks. It also increases chances of scoring critical hit in melee combat. Yeah, I think I'm going to be in melee combat. As much as I'm not building my character that way, i.e. she's going to have no strength or dexterity. Sorry, agility, whatever we use. She's not going to have any toughness. But I feel like she needs to be in the action if she needs to be adjacent to people for certain features. We get a bonus to coercion and athletics. Fellowship of coercion. Duty and honor. While the commissar's ally is under the effects of at all costs, that ally suffers plus 50% damage. Oh my. But ew, I don't like that. Show them contempt. While the commissar is adjacent to an enemy, all their allies see melee. Gain plus commissar's fellowship bonus divided by 2 resolve. Fellowship important. Motivation. Anytime the commissar grants additional movement points to any ally character, they give plus 2 movement points more. Cool. Summary execution. If the commissar kills the target with at all costs, they can use at all costs once more this combat for 0 AP. I guess you got to think about how you use it then if you get that. For the Emperor! Momentum is less than 100 points. Killing the marked enemy or targeting an ally grants plus 20 plus 2 times fellowship bonus momentum. Damn. Damn. Okay. Okay. Interesting. It has... Both of these classes seem to have parts of what I was envisioning as a leader. We'll see. I get to keep my hair. I already like it. Crime Lord. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark paths of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offer a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of these dangerous yet resourceful individuals. Surefire plan. Oh, it's all perception based. I want fellowship. At the start of combat, the Crime Lord gains plus 1 int bonus. Oof, I wasn't only looking at that, but sure. Stacks of the Surefire Plant effect. Activation of this ability consumes 1 stack. Sorry, at the start of combat, you get it. Activation of this ability consumes that and makes the next action stronger depending on the type of action. It can be used multiple times per turn. If the Crime Lord attacks, they deal perception-based damage. If the Crime Lord moves, they gain perception-based dodge and parry until the start of the next turn. If the Crime Lord uses a non-damaging ability on an enemy, that enemy suffers int-based penalty damage. We're looking at a lot of characteristics here. Intelligence, perception, plus fellowship. So, I'm probably gonna say no. As cool as this shit is, I absolutely love the look. It would so go with your mad vibes, but I don't have the ability to increase that many skills, characteristics, and still have points left for like toughness and to deal damage and shit. It's just not gonna happen. So I don't think Minister and Priest is really where we're gonna be going either, but you know, let's humor the game. The Ecclesiarchy, sure. Known formally as the Adeptus Ministorum. Look, I like that term better. Can we go with that one? Is a vast institution that oversees the galaxy's spanning religion of the Imperium. The Ecclesiarchies, I'm going to hesitate every time, complex hierarchies of cardinals, missionaries, preachers, and zealous laity. Really? You have zealous people at the bottom of your order? Oof. Until the prescribed prayers and invocations are made, all the while instructing the masses to guard against heresy and deviancy. Told you, heresy! It's an overused word in Warhammer. You used to be one of those fiery and charismatic individuals. Ooh, that works well for me. Vigils concerned with keeping a close watch on your congregation. I don't want a congregation, to be honest with you, although Warhim sounds cool. Grants momentum equal to 2 times devotees' willpower bonus. This ability also grants additional willpower bonus momentum for each enemy that is either in a 5-cell radius around the priest or was hit by the priest this turn. Can be used once per combat. Okay. Momentum's good because it allows you to do heroic actions, so that's cool. You're letting your party do cool shit. That works, but you gotta focus on willpower, yeah. And you get the willpower, you get the toughness to like stand in battle, not get killed. You also gain the Medicae, which unfortunately is intelligence, but Medicae is good. That's getting a bonus there. You continue to get Lore Imperium. Oh, I don't like that. Litany of Purification. All enemies in the area of effect of the Warhymn of Furious Recital gain +1 stack of the Disturbed effect. Enemies that are... area of effect? Oh, the 5 cells, yep. Enemies that are adjacent to the devotee gain +2 stacks of Disturbed instead. Also, all demons in the area of effect suffered damage equal to the momentum restored, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. In other words, demons take extra effect. Litany of Hatred. The devotee and their allies in the area gain willpower-based damage for single shots and attacks of opportunity for 1 round. Shield of Faith. The devotee gains plus willpower-based percentage to armor against attacks of demons and warp damage. The resolve is also permanently increased, depending on willpower. The Emperor Protects. The devotee gains a WP bonus % chance to ignore an enemy attack. And Flensing Faith. Oh dear, we've gone the wrong way. We took a wrong turn. Melee Flame and Melter. Melter, what's Melter? Attacks against demons and psychers. Deal an additional willpower bonus damage and gain willpower bonus % armor penetration. Such attacks against Xenos deal additional damage. Oh, so you're flensing your enemies, not yourself. Okay. I thought you were talking about self-flagellation, but we're fine. We're flensing other people's flesh. It has value. And it has some interesting modifiers. I just feel that these two are probably more beneficial, particularly the commander. I don't want to wear that hat though. So maybe not. Navy officer. Yeah, dude. What is with these hats? I swear if I can't hide it, I'll cry. Navy officer. The Imperial Navy is responsible for the fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. You used to be a Navy officer and a commander of a void ship, hardened in numerous battles and famous for resounding victories. I got a drink. So much talking. Brace for impact! It's free. Once per combat. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in a 3-cell radius gain +2 deflection for each archetype taken by the... Ew! Oh, that's horrible. They also cannot be forcefully moved or over-penetrated. Don't want to be over-penetrated, guys. That leads to pain. Although I'm seeing cool things here and cool things here, I'm just going to flat out say no. That really doesn't work for me. How... It looks like multiple archetypes aren't compulsory. They're by choice. I don't know that I'm going to make the right decisions to make the most out of this. So I'm just going to say no. It seems more complicated than I'm prepared to deal with. Noble. Oh, more of this bullshit on your face. I wonder if we can get rid of that. The rest is tolerable, I suppose. Noble. The high nobility of the Imperium are an enormously privileged and a powerful elite, a breed apart from the common masses they rule. You grew into adulthood upon a pedestal of affluence and grandeur that towered high above the common masses. You expected your obedience and lived upon the fruits of their toils, surrounded to your family in solemn fealty. You serve me. The noble assigns 1 ally who will become their servant until the end of the combat. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gains +5 to all characteristics until the start of the noble's next turn. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last... Hold on, I was just busy thinking, sorry. When you assign the ally, does that use anything? Any, like, point systems? Or do you just get it as a free action? I suppose I won't know unless I play it. Sorry, that's what I was thinking, and I got distracted. Okay. Anytime the servant attacks a target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, the servant gains fellowship-based damage, critical hit chance. That's cool. Okay, we use once per combat. Still doesn't answer the question if it's a free action or not, but can be used once. It seems less useful than the other abilities, but I suppose I haven't read how it gets compounded below, so yeah. I get fellowship, intelligence. I get coercion and persuasion. This is looking pretty ripe. But let's just see what it does. Oh, they... I like the names. You do something. If a noble uses an ability on their servant, the servant gains +1 AP next turn. Does not stack with itself. Okay, well, I would like to use abilities on my allies because I want to bolster their spirits, i.e. buff them. So, okay. 1 AP. It's a bit sad, but sure. You protect me. If noble and the servant are adjacent to each other at the start of the noble's turn, adjacent to each other. Can you just say are adjacent? Because one cannot be adjacent to the other while the other is not. They both gain temporary wounds equal to... It sounds so weird when you say they gain temporary wounds and it's a good thing. I know it's the equivalent of temporary HP, but when you say it like that, it sounds good. If you're saying temporary wounds, it sounds like it's a detriment. Equal to the servant's toughness. Oh, the servant's toughness bonus. Oh, hold on. Oh, the noble's fellowship bonus is 20, which is higher. It's gonna be my fellowship bonus, please. Oh, this is working for me. A mad noble. Oh, this is glorious. You, go on. The noble's servant gains +2 movement points every turn. You, kill it. If the servant kills the target that the noble dealt damage to last turn, so yeah, definitely going to be hitting things. The noble gains +1 AP. Oh! If the servant kills it, I get a bonus. That's cute. You are next. If the servant has less than 30% maximum wounds, oh dear, the noble can use you, serve me, once more in battle, designating a new servant and removing the effect from the previous one. Ahaha! That is helpful. Noble cannot designate a character who already was their servant to this combat, so you can't go back for any reason. Okay. It's interesting. It gives me the modifiers I was looking for. This is less useful than I felt the commander would be useful for me, but I'm intrigued. And the names sound super cool, so double intrigue. But we'll go for the last one anyway, which is the coolest outfit. Oh, well, actually, I take that back. I don't know what this bullshit is, and I don't like it. But the rest looks cool. It's even in a nice color. Okay, Sanctioned Psyker. Psykers are feared and distrusted, but are nonetheless valuable assets to the Imperium. The role of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica is to recruit, identify, and classify those found to possess psychic abilities. The most powerful who somehow survive the rigorous sanctioning rituals are selected to serve on the battlefield. The mind of a sanctioned psyker is steeled against the manifold dangers risked by wielders of warp powers. You are one of those found worthy to serve humanity and have miraculously survived the perils of the warp. Note, damaging psyker powers count as weapon attacks, counting toward the normal attack limit per round and gaining all the benefits of abilities and talents, increasing the damage of attacks. For example, a soldier using the run and gun ability will be able to use damaging psyker powers twice per turn, and an operative's analyze enemies ability affects the damage of damaging psyker powers. That was a mouthful. Okay. Features: Sanctioned Psyker. Sanctioned Psykers have reduced chances to trigger psychic phenomena. Each time a psyker uses their psychic powers, the veil between real space and the warp degrades, which can trigger psychic phenomena. They're more disconcerting than dangerous. Intruding into the thoughts of people around the psyker can cause omens and visions. It reduces their momentum of the party, distracting them from combat. That sounds really bad, okay? Not great. Psi rating 0. This character is a psyker, albeit quite a weak one. Okay. abilities. Divination, biomancy, telepathy, pyromancy, and sanctic powers. Oh, that looks so cool. But this sounds really complicated. This is... And this... And then this isn't the same. It seems a lot harder. And it doesn't have the right stats for me anyway. I think this was the most useful stat-wise, though I think the commander was the most useful ability-wise. So, and that affected multiple people, whereas the noble only affects one person? Oh, I like the RP of this. I'm gonna pick the noble. Even though it's not as useful in combat as I want it, and I will regret not picking the commander. Triumph. Are you gonna tell me what a triumph is? Nope. Apex of brilliance. Your strong presence and persuasiveness stopped a feudal war between neighboring systems. Persuasion. Cool. Works for me. Oh! I see. We have to pick a priority. Got you. Illustrious glory. You were named planetary governor and survived, having made useful connections on both sides of the law. Gives you commerce. And feat of greatness. You had a rival noble house's reputation destroyed and its members exiled from the sector. I would normally go with that, but I sound like a bit of a mad case. So, I mean, at least the voice does. I don't think the character is affected by that, but I would normally go with that. So it's interesting to go for something I wouldn't normally go for. I'm going to go for Feat of Greatness with a coercion bonus. Darkest Hour, Grim Portents. The mysterious tome that was discovered in your family library exacted a terrible toll on your mind. Oh, that sucks. Represents knowledge about that. Seems fine to me. I don't mind having that a negative. Oh, well, that would be dumb, being part of the Imperium. Brand of shame. You were a bastard. And I'm sorry, excuse me, back up. I'm a noble. How can I be a bastard at the same breath? Another member of a family that immediately turned its back on you. No. Shadow of Torment. You were kidnapped for ransom and your captors mistreated you up until the moment you were released. What is carouse? Ability to resist negative effects. That doesn't seem like carouse is used in the correct manner. I'm going to absolutely say that. Grim Portents. Okay, here we come to the part I super don't know. Choose archetype to see description. You can only choose one of the first tier. Oh, okay, yeah, this is this, as opposed to 16th level and 36th level. Archetypes at this moment. Archetypes are development paths that your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise and represents a specific combat specialization. From the frontline warrior to the indispensable leader preferring to command from the rear. Yes, that's what I was going for, but I feel like, well, actually, I don't need to be in melee now if I'm going noble as opposed to the officer. I don't need to be having somebody's girl. Choose who you want to be in the grim, dark future of Warhammer 40. Is it meant to be pronounced 40,000 or is it 40k? I think it's a 40k. Road Trader. Okay. I don't know why they're all listed there. Oh, it's reminding me of the bonuses I've picked and therefore what is beneficial to me. Yeah, okay. So I have a minus bonus to intelligence, but that's about it. Everything else is fellowship based. Okay, level 1. What? Oh. Oh. So if I pick this, my level 16 options are going to be Assassin, Vanguard, or Arch Militant. Okay, and it closes off. Bounty Hunter, Master Tactician, and Grand Shadows. Well, that's bad because these two sound pretty useful. Is there anything that gives me both of those? Yes. Officer. Officer. Sounds like the role I want to play anyway, but let's just read. Warrior. Warriors are combatants boasting... I suppose I should probably read these because my party members are going to have these bonuses. Sorry, archetypes. So I should probably be aware of their archetypes. And what I should be looking for in my companions to get a well-rounded party. How many party members can I have? 6? I hope so. Warriors are combatants boasting exceptional melee prowess. Oh god, I forgot about my Medicaid. Oh dear. Capable of dealing high damage in close quarters combat and withstanding heavy amounts of damage. They also excel at drawing enemies' attention from less defended allies. Oh, that sounds... they're kind of tanky. Oh yeah, Vanguard. Yep. Makes sense. Yes. Core focus. Melee, movement and dodge. Armor and parry. Taunts, soaking damage. Yeah, okay. So they are leading towards a tank. I'm going to come back to Officer last, I think. Operative, which gives you Assassin, Bounty Hunter, and Grand Strategist. An operative uses intelligence and perception to find and exploit weaknesses in an enemy's defenses. Oh, so that's probably more of a buffer, and that's a debuffer, I guess. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Core focus. Precise single attacks, defense penetration, area debuffs, consistent firing position. Alright. Soldier, giving you Bounty Hunter, Master Tactician, and Arch Militant. A soldier is a master of all ranged weapons, quickly able to assume an advantageous position from where they stand ready to gain fire on the enemy. While well trained in a highly diverse range of arms, a soldier is particularly proficient at blasting their targets with burst fire and area weapons. Core focus, movement and range attacks, cover and dodge, burst fire, area attacks. I guess you kind of want someone from every field for a well-rounded team. But I think this is going to be where we're at. What is this? I'll click on that in a sec. Officer. Officers use their willpower and... I don't have any willpower. Oh, I don't think I got any bonuses to that bad boy. Yeah, nah, I didn't. That'll be interesting. Okay. And fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies, turning them into even greater threats on the battlefield. Too bad if I'm by myself. I'm not going to have any attack abilities. Core focus. Extra turns. Single target buffs. Single target buffs? Lame. Rescuing allies' momentum. Keystone features. Bring it down. Oh, hello? Can I not? Ah, here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Is this like a skill tree? All talents develop with characteristics. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, okay. Yep. This is in depth, sure. Keystone features. Bring it down. Oh. Okay. We start with voice of command, so we might as well start there. The officer forces an ally to fully push themselves, increasing their characteristics by +5/+2 times officer's fellowship bonus for 1 round. That sounds nice. Additionally, all of the officer's abilities can be applied to the target of voice of command from any distance. Okay. A character who becomes the target of voice of command cannot be targeted by this ability for the next 2 rounds. That's okay, you can just rotate. Okay, rank 3, you get bring it down. The officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn with action points equal to 2 and no movement points. Grants an ally an extra turn and no movement points. As in you get rid of their movement points? I'm confused about the mention of them if you're not adding them. If the ally is under the effect of the voice of command and kills an enemy before the end of the officer's turn, the ally gains a 1-time additional bonus momentum. Oh, I was misinterpreting the first paragraph. Sorry. I think the word with is throwing me. So the officer immediately grants an ally an extra turn, using action points equal to 2 to do this thing. It's using 2 of my action points. But with their extra turn, they don't get any additional movement points. I think is how I'm interpreting that. I don't know. It's not the best wording I can find. Anyway, rank 4 gets me finest hour. Exclamation point. The officer grants an ally an extra turn with full AP and MP. Okay, there we go. It's specifically mentioning full AP and MP, I follow. So by granting them the extra turn, they can't move. They can just do things. Okay, there's no attack limit. Okay. Oh, you get 2 uses of finest hour. Okay. Cool. Why are these grayed out? Fellowship, willpower, toughness, weapon skill, ballistic skill. Precision, commerce, coercion, carouse, law, Imperium. Alright, sure. How do I go to archetypes? And then well, I suppose I can only choose one or the other. So I guess it doesn't matter if I go into both of them. So I could be an operative if I want to go Grand Strategist. I guess it doesn't matter what I pick. I can figure that out later, right? I'm going to forget by the time I get to level 16 anyway. What's an exemplar? Not only do exemplars possess extraordinary knowledge in their given archetypes, but they've also reached the pinnacle of mastery, transcending what is thought to be possible. Additional abilities and talents from previous archetypes, new exemplar talents. Okay. Sure. Okay, I guess I will go with officer. And we'll see how that works. Don't know how that's going to work in combat. I feel like I'm making someone who's really useless at combat, which is not ideal. Weapon skill. So we're starting at base level 30. All forms of close combat. I still don't know. Am I going to be up close or am I going to be ranged? I don't know. I don't feel the need to be in close range at this point. You know? Let's go ranged. Yeah. Let's go ranged. Oh, we go in increments of 5. Oh, let's just put 1 in then. Ah, but these do not affect skills. Oh, that's something to think about. Those two. Okay. How physically strong a character is affects the damage character, affects melee. We're fine. Does agility do... How do you get extra damage with a ranged weapon then? I mean, toughness, we should put a token amount in there. Increases initiative, dodge chance and reaction if these are melee weapon. Eh. Intelligence. Just Medicaid. I need Medicaid to be better. Perception. I didn't need perception, but I'm gonna buff it up to a base level anyway. Does it feel like I'm putting my skills too broadly? Probably, actually. Willpower. I guess. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I can't imagine it's particularly good. I've probably just made a very terrible character. Oh well. We'll figure out just how broken I made them. And I don't mean broken in the good sense. Broken really bad. Okay. This is my shipsies. Can I change that name? Sword class frigate. Oh, whatever. It sounds fine, even though I'm not using a sword. You look interesting. So I can pick from? The sword class oh, I see. It's a sword class frigate. Give it a cool name. Invictum Europe. Dude, I've got to remember the name. Give me something memorable. Unforgiven. Look, I'll remember that. It's one word. The sword class frigate is a classic combat ship design proven in thousands of battles, combining decent firepower, high speed, and respectable survivability. I don't want to fight in ships. I had to deal with that shit in Starfield. Okay, it does stuff. That's great. The Unforgiven. Sounds about right for a Mad Noble. Result. Actually, funny how I ended up getting that thing over my eye because I was a Mad Noble. Hilarious. How closely that actually ended up. Oh, my name. Oh dear. I didn't think about that, love. Didn't think about that at all. I think you're kind of broken. I think I probably should have gone with an officer. Sorry, not officer. The commander. Origin. I'm starting to regret my life choices. Probably not good that I'm regretting my life choices, because this is the last chance I have to change my mind. You know what? Actually, I want to see what their options are. Look, I was doing something similar with an old, pretentious noble name. Cecily. Tessera. Isabel. Imogen. Akadi. Ethel. Yeah, see, what I was going to do is I was going to get her absolutely stupid name like Delores and call her Doll. I actually want to call her Delores and call her Dell. What a terrible name. Hey, Dell. We'll never speak of what your full name is ever again, okay? Let's go. I have no idea what we're doing. That looks like a really cool place to be.